I do. Change of scenery today. I'm in the workshop. The stove project is fallen way behind, so I've cleared crap out of the way to actually measure up the internal bit of the chimney, which is dropped down because what was left of the elbow it disintegrated, and this was the reducer I made quickly as a half job a few years back, which is looking a bit tired now. So it looks like the internal bit is about 8 inches across, thereabouts. So I'm going to size up the thing I've got. Oh, actually it's there. Hold on. There, I did bring it in. That's not 8 inches across. Right, if that's the case, I can just stick that up the chimney and make it work somehow. If I need to just make another reducer or something like that, I can do that. But that is going to need to stand up to about there. So it looks like that's going to need a bit of repair work. Right, so this is going to go in the back of the stove, and then it's just a case of, well, getting the two to match up. Make sense? Good. Right, there's his heat. So this needs to go about there, but I need to make sure there's enough space behind his heat for the chimney to get on, and then he might even get to wear that helmet as well. So thereabouts. Actually, if I get his helmet, hold on, right, and change hands. Get in. Let's see if his helmet will sit right. Now that I'm going to have to take into account the sort of rim that sort of goes in. If I need to, I'll cut the circle out. I think that could be a job for the plasma cutter. And if I need to, I'll weld a collar on for, where's my finger? That bit to sit flush. Right, there's a plan. Yeah, I think I'm probably going to have to do a collar. Well, all part of the adventure. Right, I'll mark that up, dig out my plasma cutter. Right, it's been a while since I've used the plasma cutter, so yeah, that'll be interesting. Right, I've got my Elvis Presley glasses that go on. Right, and let's see if I can still do it. Hey, thank you very much. Gotta clean this. That might knock out. Let's get the special friend. Yep. No, well it's shite. So let's give it another one, just to tidy it up. How's my end? My end's alright. Got a wonky end. It's coming. Let's have a look. Yeah, need to replace the tip. Nearly there. Where's that one? Mostly there. I think that might come with a bit of more persuasion. Yeah, did a tiny little bit more, but the end's definitely finished. So there you go. And not perfect fit. It just needs, it's mostly there, just needs a little tidy up. Hold on. Right, a little bit tidying up, so do a test fit. Ow, that's what happens when you have soft office lady hands. There you go. Not perfect. Where's his heat? Yeah, that's all right. Yeah, you cannot see his head. Just as. I think I'm going to have to put something in place just to sort of get that seal around there. I don't know what yet. Hold on. I don't know whether I'll just need to weld something in place or whether I've got some sort of sealant type stuff or fire cement or something like that, but I'll figure something out. So what's holding the camera up was this. That just fits on top like that. What I need to do is just, well, drill a hole in straight through and get me damper thing in, but I think it's called a damper, isn't it? Yeah, word power's going down the toilet, but don't care. So drill a hole, make a circle. Actually, I've made a circle. I'll probably recycle that. I'll stick that in there, and then I reckon it's actually worth doing a test fit. Yeah, I was just filming up. Did you see? Yeah. Aye. Right. Test fit. Right then. So moving a great big lump of metal, which was top heavy and an awkward shape, wasn't difficult at all. So there's little old stove who served as well. The elbow completely disintegrated. It's almost turned back into soil, so I've had a little bit of a clean up. So there's that. So right, this is it more or less in place now. He hasn't got his feet or his chest or his arms or his head. He's not painted, but if I come out a bit, that actually fits quite alright like. So once his head's on, he's going to be, well, and he's got his feet on, I think his head's going to stand about there. So with his helmet on, that should just fit ish. This is long enough. I actually managed to lift that straight up and I'll put it on wonky so it doesn't fall back down. I think what I'll be able to do is just slot the chimney straight down over the top. I think I might have to get some little stairs or something there just so it doesn't plop completely right down, because I still want to have the handle on for the damper. So yeah, that mostly works. Right, I'm going to wrestle it back in the garage next door, and then I think I might have a cup of tea and a Kit Kat or something like that. Right, let's go and wrestle it back in the garage. I need to straighten this bar out, but I think it's sprung steel. Right, drilled me holes. I've welded a nut on the end there, and I've just tack welded that in just to make sure, so that turns freely. Once more, just in case you didn't believe us, so I'll stick a few more little welds on, then I'm going to put a handle of some description on there. Right, keep going. Right, a bit more progress. So it's nuts on, that's sort of welded in, and so if I just shove that in, that turns around, and then once you pull it out, that locks it in place, and I put a handle on the side in the shape of a kind of a keyhole. Well, it's more sort of like an arrow come dart. I don't know. Yeah, I think that looks very fitting. Right, that's done. That needs to go in, and I think we need to work on tightening up the gap around the elbow in the back of his neck. So hold on. Right, the gap isn't bad there. There's a little bit around there and under there, then a little bit there. I think that's alright. I reckon I can just get some sealant of some kind, some either heat-proof silicone or fire cement or something like that. I reckon that's alright. Right. So fix that on. Actually, what I'm going to do is turn it round, stick the head on, and see how much the arrow shape shows up from the side of his head. Right. Stuck his helmet on, so that's open. There, that just needs securing in a bit more. That's not bad. Right. Let's make some more progress. Right then, decided to do the hinge for the door. So tried something a bit different. So I need a handle on the top. Yeah, it's secure. So that just comes down drawbridge style. Oh, the benches, the trolley's in the way. But it lifts off, and I want that to happen because when I fit the chain on as well, just needs a little bit of tweaking to get it in. Come off, you epoxy magnet. Right, so that, I'm not touching that, that's hot. So you need to get chain welded on there, and on there, and there, and there. Stick some sort of a handle on so I can lift it down. I don't want to just do a little bit of bent over bar weld. I want to get something a bit more interesting. I'll go and have a rummage in Eye Inspiration corner and see what I can find. Yeah, I'll have a rummage. I'll see what I can find, but I certainly think, don't know what time it is, but before I knock off, I'll get chain cutter size welded on, and a handle. Aye, I think that's all right. Right, that's done. Right, got the chains welded on. Needs a little bit of tweaking. Say this is warped a bit just with bits of welds, but yeah, that's still warm. Ta-da! So I've got my drawbridge, just the way I wanted it, more or less. I've worked out what I'm going to do for the handle. There was actually the cross that I did on the Thor's hammer. There was one actually messed up, so I cut that off and started again. Well, I've still got the original one. I'm gonna put that on a bit more chain and weld it on there, so it's going to be like a bit of a medallion come handle come extra bit of dangle. I know what I mean. So if I get stuck into that, then I think that'll probably do us for the day. Don't know if I'll get it all done the way I want it, but I should have it roughed up, or roughed out even, not rough it up, that's assault. Aye, so if I stop just waffling and get on with it, I might get it done in time before my mate comes round. Right, that was a pain, but I did it. Trying to get a decent arc going, you know, with rusty chain was a nightmare, but I did it. So there we go, there it's dangling down. So we've got the dingle dangle, trying to get, say, the welds there. I think I'll try and tidy it up a little bit more again. And that was me dodgy cross that I made. But to turn the stove into a medallion man worked out alright. So he's leaning back a little bit, but once he's standing up straight, that'll actually hang like that. So I can pull on that. Right, well, I'm quite pleased with that. So I think I'll knock off. I'll go and have my tea, and my mate's come around in a bit. So pleased I'm back on track with the dwarf stove. Must have been waiting for a bit of inspiration there, but quite pleased with that. So yeah, I'll knock off it out. I'll see you in a bit.